Alright guys, when we last left off, we went from the second floor to the first floor to the fourth floor, but we forgot the third floor. Oh, I see it. I see the turret on the right, and I see the guy down the hall. So what we need to do is take out this turret as quietly as possible. And not alert the guy down the hall, because we want to shoot that guy in his face. Beautiful. As stealthy as I can be. I don't know if that guy has a hearing problem, but if it was me, if I was a raider down the hall, which I presume he is, and I heard an explosion and gunfire, I would not hesitate to go, huh? What's that? Especially in the same building that we're in. Now, if it was outside somewhere in the distance, I was like, oh, somebody's having super fun. I wish I was over there. There's explosions and gunfire and hot naked women over there. Man, and I'm just here standing guard at this almost empty building with a stupid mannequin that I make sweet love to because I'm a raider. I'm weird like that. I make love to lots of inanimate objects that are weirdly shaped like humans. I wonder. Hold on, guys. No? I would have thought the sound of the bell would have attracted the raider over here. I guess he doesn't care. So, my theory about him being hard of hearing is correct. Anything else I need to plunder out of this little room? Hold on, let me check really quick. Okay, there's my pistol that I have. What I want to do is get a silencer for my pistol. And then change it to one shot to make it more powerful. And then I could be sniping people in the head with my new silenced pistol. I also could get a silencer for my rifle, but I'm kinda on the fence because yes, it'll make my rifle a lot more silent, but I probably most likely lose a lot of power and distance due to the suppressor. So I have to think maybe I just have two rifles on me at all time. Play tape. Loading holotape. Please wait. Property of Griswold. Do not read. This means you. Me? On life. But there's nothing here. Did I do something wrong? On death. Lull, to die, to kill, to maim. I really like to watch men die. I hope nobody kills me, so I can kill them instead. The end. This is Mr. Griswold's poetry journal. Oh, that's very nice poetry for a psycho. But very on Sue. Sue is pretty. Sue is nice. Sue can shoot really good even at night. I love Sue. The end. I mean, the first part kind of rhymed together, but the last part, I'm not trying to criticize your poetry here, Mr. Griswold. On Griswold. Lowell's to be though, thought and handsome, low to be best shooter ever, low to be Griswold, best raider ever. The end. I've started to think this guy thinks highly of himself. Where is this Mr. Griswold? We need to speak. On Sue. New. Sue is mean and not nice. That's why I shot her twice. The end. Whoa. That took a dramatic turn. Hold on. There really isn't nothing on life. It's just empty. Did he not ever get back to, putting in an entry for that? Finally, I got all the terminals wired up. Took me a while to get the turrets playing nice, especially I have to remember to get something nice for Jake after what happened to his pet mole rat. I wish Sue didn't have to be such a pain about this taking a while. Just because she can load up a few holotapes doesn't mean she knows the first thing about how complicated this old crap is. Whatever. It works now. Yeah, Sue does seem like a pain in the ass, but I don't know. I don't know who this Sue is. Maybe Griswold is a jackass and nobody likes him. But I really do like his poetry, so I'll add it to my poetry collection. My poetry's so great, it hasn't even been published yet, guys, so you want me to throw a couple of bars at you? Alright, here it goes. Milk, lemonade, around the corner, fudge is made. I forgot the rest of the part of my poetry. Oh, I mean, I didn't forget the rest of my poetry. I haven't written the next saga of my poetry, but you guys will be informed when it comes out. Now, let's see if we can catch this guy looking at a newspaper or taking a dump, and then we'll machete him in the face. Oh, that was a little too far. Okay, this is a perfect opportunity for the sniper rifle. Is that you, Griswold? Griswold! I guess he can't hear me anymore because he's all decapitated. I tell you, people get all rude and uppity when they're decapitated. They're like, oh, I can't hear you because I'm dead. What? You mean you can't hear me because you're dead? How dare you insult me? Now, die again. Alright, this must be Mr. Griswold's room. Or it could be Sue's room. I don't know.
Hey.
Dog meat, please.
Over here.
Can you go over there? Yes, go over there. Dog meat. Man, I tell you, the people who programmed Dog Meat really programmed him very realistically. He's acting like my real dog in real life. I mean, I love her chubby cheeks, but man, when I call her name and she looks at me with those retarded eyes, like, what'd you say? I was like, come here, it's time to come in. Oh, I don't know, did you say rolling garbage? No, I didn't say rolling garbage. I said, come here, it's time to come in. Now I have to take you a bath? Great. Touch this and die slowly, especially you, Griswold. Note to self. Next time I see Griswold, shoot him 3 times. Oh, I like her poetry too. Short and sweet, direct to the point. I like this woman. Just shoot Griswold 3 times in the groin. She didn't specifically say where to shoot Griswold, but I would suspect she would shoot him in the groin. So I need 2 fertilizers and a Voltec lunch box. I think I have plenty of lunch boxes, but I don't remember picking up a lot of fertilizer. And I could have sworn in the last episode, or the one before the last episode, that I tagged those items to be seen when I looked through junk. But I guess I didn't do that. Maybe I did it for something else. Coffee 10. Oh, there's the plaza key. Okay, so what would that lead me to? Are there a whole bunch of doors that need to be unlocked? You know, because sometimes there are doors that require keys and you can't lock them or lock-pick them. I get that confused a lot. Well, breaking into stuff. There, that makes it a lot better. Just breaking the stuff. I wish they had a crowbar. Just to jimmy a couple doors that need to be jimmied. Yes, that's a word now. I made it up. Shut up. But like the novice doors, you could just use a crowbar on them. That wouldn't be too hard to open, right? Oh, what was that? Is that a flashbang? Dog meat, you throwing flashbangs? Oh, this reminds you of the time you were in the Special Forces going out into Pakistan trying to find Osama bin Laden? Man, how old are you? That was like hundreds of years ago if we're going by the timeline here. Here in the Fallout universe. When did that happen? 2010, 2011? I don't remember. I really don't remember when Oswald got shot. I mean, not Oswald got shot. When Bin Laden got shot. Was it in the 2010s? Whatever. So we're in 20. What year is it again? 2278. I know it has to be at least 200 years from this date that we're here in this time. So it has to be 200 years. So how old are you, Dog Meat, again? If you remember all that? Yes, I was with the Navy SEALs, especially with not Teal Team 6. SEAL Team 6. It's like, oh, who told you about Teal Team 6? Nobody's supposed to ever know them. They're like the secret uber black op ninja extra excited edition. Now we have to kill you with piano wire. Why piano wire? Because it'll decapitate you nicely. Which is, in fact, true. You can be decapitated by piano wire. Did not know that piano wire was so sharp. I thought it was so beautiful to make a nice tone. I guess it has to be super sharp to make that sort of noise when the little hammer inside the piano, which I don't know the proper name of the hammer that strikes the chord in the piano. There probably is a proper name for it. Don't kill me, piano aficionados. I don't know. Okay? If somebody can correct me, I would use the correct analogy for the little hammer that strikes when you hit the key. I would. Probably half of us don't even know what that is. Like, yeah, the little hammer thingy. Whoa, what's this all about? This guy must have died of extreme espresso. Well, whatever. More loot for me. The Synth Truth? What's this all about? The Synth Truth by Piper Wright. Noodles. Wait, hold on. Let me try to read this a little bit better. Noodles. We all eat them. We all love them. And Diamond City's Power Noodles has supplied this sustenance for the past 15 years, from the stilted mechanical cadence of Takahashi's programmed Japanese, to the fragrant steam that wafts from each bowl, to the seething tang of each delicious mouthful. The ordering and eating of noodles is but one of many shared human experiences. Or is it? I was struck by the very question as I sat at the counter of Power Noodles last Wednesday night, just after 5 p.m., enjoying a dinner I had so many times before. That's when I noticed our very own mayor. McDonald slide up to the stool and engage in the very same ritual. Right hand extended, mouth opening, teeth chewing. Yes, eating noodles. The shared experience of almost every Diamond City resident. So it must have been also seemed, but it must have also seemed to the residents of Diamond City. Nearly 60 years ago, on an uncharacteristically warm May evening in 2229, as they sat around the very same counter, but that was before the days of Takahashi and his noodles, when the bar served not noodles, but ice cold Nuka-Cola, frosty beers, and stiff shots of whiskey. The barman's name was Henry, and that night he facilitated the shared human experience of drinking, smoking, talking, and laughing. That is, until tragedy struck. There aren't many among us who are even old enough to remember that evening, although some of the city's ghoul residents certainly could have, had they not been forcibly removed thanks to Mayor McDonald's anti-ghoul decree of 2282. But there is one person among us who does remember distinctly the events of that evening, respected matriarch Estes Hawthorne, who recounted her story in the public occurrence exclusive interview. Oh, I was there, all right, sitting right at the bar, sure as you're sitting in front of me now. 22 years old or so. I just I was just looking to have a good time. I was safe behind the walls. We all were. So what was the harm? And let me tell you that Mr. Carter made it easy. He came into town earlier that day. Said he was from out west. Somewhere. It didn't really matter. What did matter was his smile and his laugh and the way he made everyone feel at ease. That night at the bar, we all just sort of crowded around him. Everyone wanted to exchange a word or hear about the state of the Commonwealth, and Mr. Carter, he was all too happy to oblige. It was just so wonderful until it wasn't. Estes continued her account of that evening and the moment when things turned sinister and the truth about Mr. Carter was revealed. We've been drinking and carrying on. Must have been 3 hours. Mr. Carter had 4 or 5 drinks in that time. He seemed a bit drunk. I guess like the rest of us. Then something just sort of happened. He was smiling, but the smile sort of went from his face all in an instant, and then his cheeks started twitching. Kind of funny, and I remember watching him clear as if it happened just yesterday. He reached inside his coat, took out a revolver, and then bam! He shot Henry, the barman, right in the head. Didn't hesitate, didn't show any emotions. Mr. Carter killed Henry as casually as he were paying him for a drink, but his cheek never stopped twitching. Let me tell you, all hell broke loose after that. What Estes is describing is, of course, is the infamous event known as the Broken Mask, when the people of the Commonwealth learned for the first time that the Institute, the shady scientific organization responsible for the creation of combat androids, had actually succeeded in creating a model so advanced it could effectively infiltrate human society. Unbeknownst to the people of Diamond City, the Institute had somehow evolved their androids into true synthetic humans. Since, after he shot Henry, that Mr. Carter shot 3 or 4 other people too. Like I said, all hell. broke loose. The guards came running. They opened fire, and Mr. Carter, he kept shooting, and those threw people around left and right. Finally, those guards put him down. Seemed like they had killed a man who had flipped his lid, gone crazy, and he lay there like a dead crazy man. Sure enough, God, it was horrible. But then we saw the plastic and the metal. This was one of those early synths, you see, and we realized it wasn't a man at all. It was then we all knew the Institute wasn't just out there. The Institute was everywhere now, among us, was everywhere among us now. It was never determined precisely why the synth known as Mr. Carter, getting choked up here, went on his killing spree. Some suggested he was somehow been remotely controlled by the Institute, who wanted to test out his combat effectiveness. Still others felt he had simply malfunctioned, a hypothesis supported by the twitching cheek, and it was never meant to kill anyone, but at that time the why hardly seemed. Important. What matters was that the humans of the Commonwealth have been truly infiltrated by an organization whose intentions and motives were and still are a complete mystery, using a model of synth even less advanced than the ones the Institute has in service today. Which brings us to Noodles, specifically the noodles consumed by Mayor McDonald last Wednesday night in the same spot that Mr. Carter, the synth, went haywire and mercilessly killed several people after spending hours sharing an experience that the people of Diamond City assumed was reserved for members of the human race. They are wrong. Are we? Well, what I got from that was from that Piper, who wrote that article, is she thinks that the mayor of Diamond City is a synth. She could be right. I don't know who that guy is, but he could totally smell like a synth. Whatever a synth smelled like. Anyway, next time, guys, we're reading Richard's note. Well, all I have to say is mission accomplished. Bust out the beers and bring the hookers on out.